And you're like, that's a damn battle pod. You already showed me the Ninjago one. It's got J inside. And I'm like, wrong! You crazy? It's a home pod. I made this. If you have seen my Instagram over the last week or so, you probably saw it, but you haven't seen the full review kind of insight. Wow, that is unfortunate. It is a little finicky, but it's not usually that bad. Anyways, this is the thing. It's a house inside of there that I can take my little guy. This guy's name is... There was a hair there, but... Oh, Defect. His name is Defect. I asked people on my Instagram, so if you're not following that, go ahead and do that. I asked them to name him, and I like that name for a gnome, because gnomes are kind of tinkery little buttheads. And, yeah, Defect. The Defect the gnome. So what are some features of this house pod? Well, that's a great question. So first of all, let's talk about the kind of basic one is that he can stand in it, and it can close up. So this is on a hinge here, and it goes up. It's on some claws. There's a name for those, and I know it. And it closes up, and everything fits, and it's very good. The big kind of hack, quote unquote, is that this is where they can normally stand, and it's typically not that far back, and he actually probably, he leans a little forward when he's in there. I'm fairly positive of it, but it could be addressed. It might be. There's definitely a version 2 coming eventually for this, so the amount of room I have there is 4 in the front and then 2 in the back. I think, so I put 2 corner pieces so I could have enough room to stick him and then close it up. The thing here, this is a bed, and it is pretty fiddly getting it down sometimes, especially if I lock it all the way down. If I put it up, not quite. It goes onto this stud here, the red open stud from this headlight brick, and that usually messes it up. But if I don't put it all the way, and I open it up, and it'll fold down without popping off the white piece. Those white pieces are the pillow, of course, for the bed. There are no blankets, but rarely are in Lego things. And he doesn't actually fit with this cup hanging, so you have to take the cup down, which is a little less convenient than I would love. But look how damn cute he is. He's just got that great gnome hat, his great gnome face with his gnome eyebrows, and the little short little legs. I actually picked a smaller size because I was considering using the room up top, which I figure, well, the hat's tall. The hat does make him a little taller than I would like, but I was figuring I could make a bigger shelf on the top here, and I definitely could if he was not with such a tall hat. It ended up not being a big deal, but I still like the idea for a little gnome to have a little house. I actually made one slight adjustment. I put these 2 clips here. That was 2 extra clips that I could hold things with underneath the bed, and it still folds up fine with him inside. And that's good because now I have an extra clip to hold this sausage, which he doesn't actually have a lot of food with him in here. He's got the jack-o'-lantern/pumpkin, which, I mean, you could eat, but it's not the most ideal food source. Let's talk about things, though, that I did manage to pack in here and how easy they are to get out. So first of all, there's a knife. Knife is a very nice thing to have. Of course, the bed that should be attached. There's a little, I'd call that like an oil lamp. Honestly, that's a little oil lamp. It fits very nicely in the spot that I gave it. I could put another tile there possibly and make it look a little more finished. And also there is an open stud right here above the knife. The knife hangs down. I could put another knife, I guess. This is where the coffee cup goes, is on this one here. So he's got a coffee cup, a knife, and a oil lamp. And then the pumpkin can come off that holder. And it's a little jack-o'-lantern. There's also a stick back here that it's a little hard to get in and out, but useful for posing and stuff. There's also this log, which can be used as a table or a chair. It's very nice for setting some things up on, like your coffee and your knife. I'm just posing him up right behind that. Look how nice of a little scene we got going on. The whole thing, everything comes off because it's all Lego. But there's also a 5 denomination coin, a red potion, and a blue potion. Those are probably health and mana, and those, of course, can come off and be used in settings. Looks pretty good. It does empty this out if you don't have the stuff in there, but he's got a coin, he's got a little potion, he's got a cup, he's got the little jack-o'-lantern and the stick, and I even gave him that sausage, my own stuff, but just a very reasonable amount of kind of space filler. You can make a good amount of stuff going on with just what's included. I really would like to make that version too, so if you have some suggestions, I'd love to hear them. One of the ones that I was told, and I think it's a good one, is he really does need a cooking pot or pan. I think that one pan would be enough. I would suggest to give him a hammer, a pot, and a pan. I can definitely get a hammer in here. Some of the open room, when everything's kind of packed in, let's repack it real quick just to show you how quick it can be done. We're going to want to take out that shelf so I can stick this on. And while we're at it, let's throw that stick back in there. And the stick does need to be low enough that it can clear the top side of this stuff. Throw that pumpkin, which we'll keep the jack-o'-lantern out because it's kind of Halloween-y. We need to put that down just a little bit so it can fit in the curve there. Yep, that's right. The knife, of course, needs to go back in, which the knife is a little bit hard for me with my giant adult man hands. The lamp, little candle. I was going to originally put a full candle in there, but I didn't. And then the log, and fold it back up. Very nice. So kind of open space, quote unquote open space, is the 3 studs under there, which I did use for holding that, but probably could find better things for. I'm thinking putting the pots there, just sticking a pan, because I think that'll fit in the space. And then I have 2.5 studs forward. I don't know how many actually I have, because I know that goes just, if you look here, it just goes to the side of him. So I don't know how much room I actually can use of that before we're hitting the guy. We could also off-center him. It does make it very flimsy in there, but he could be off-centered, so that's more room under there if necessary. I could also figure out some other way to hold him. He doesn't have to be on those studs like they are in the official ones, I don't think. I mean, why not? So kind of unused space is I don't have much room. I could put a tile, I think, on these 2 studs here. You can't see them. These 2 studs that are part of the stuff. This is really ingenious to me, is I put a corner piece there to attach the clip on, and then just another clip on a regular one. And that's because there's no actual stud underneath that because of the round shape of this, but I was able to extend it to give it a little more connection point. Very nice, very nice. Again, 1 stud above the knife sword. I was going to call it sword. And then underneath of there I could use possibly, I could also make better use of the shelf. I don't really need that coin. Could be on the wall here. That coin up there could be on this wall. It's kind of, this isn't the best video for me to just point things out, but I thought it was a fun one. It's a thing I really liked, and I hope it inspires you. Just kind of little building ideas going on here, and I'd really like to hear some suggestions, what things I could add in the version 2. I might completely restart and make a better bed folding mechanism. Who knows? It's just a really fun little thing, and I'm glad you watched it. Because it's not such a rigorous video, I will mention that if you want to have me share more videos, it'll make me make more videos because it'll be easier, is if you support me on Ko-fi. No obligation, of course. I do not want you to feel obligated. And I just want to say thank you to all my my recovering LEGO users out there. So hello, guys. And there's going to be some stuff on the screen about now. This is a subscribe. This is another video, maybe the review. That'd be meta. And then that's an automatic one. So click on something. That's kind of it. Thanks, guys. Just I like to tell you guys that stuff.